What do you think of last year?
Well, I mean, I thought our kids played hard. I was very proud of the effort that we gave. Felt like that we left some things out there on the table that we had a chance, to do a little better than what we did. But 8-4 season in a lot of places is really good, and hopefully that we can improve on that this year.
How do you carry over the positives from last year to this year?
Well, I think our kids have done a good job over the years of knowing that, you have graduation, you have things like that happen just like every other school is, and you just have to have the next person step up. We've got a great group of kids coming back, and we've added some good kids that are coming up from our junior high squad. Very pleased with our numbers. I think we're around 55, 56 players, and most all of them have a lot of experience playing either on the varsity or on the JV or on the junior high team. So, just always having good competition, battling for positions here in the early part of camp. I think that's what makes programs successful.
Who are a couple guys y'all are relying on this year?
Well, we got a couple guys that are returning All-State players. Taylor Hayes has been an All-State linebacker for the last 2 years. He'll be a junior, and he's also going to be our quarterback this year. He's been an All-State, like I said, linebacker each of the last 2 seasons. Chase Bobbitt was an All-State defensive lineman for us last year, and he's back for his junior year. Deontay Alexander and Bailey Blanchard and Darnell Jackson, they're 3 seniors that we have that have been getting some recruiting attention, that we expect to be leaders. They're players that have been 2, 3, 4-year starters for us. So, we got some good players coming back, and we expect a lot out of those guys.
Offensively, what are y'all looking at running this year?
We've always been a shotgun 2-back team, but we're primarily a running team. We're probably 3-to-1 run-to-pass ratio. So, look for a lot of the same stuff. We like to mix in the play action type stuff, but we don't do anything very fancy. If we were playing against us, we're not very hard to prepare for.
Mm-hmm. And how does that work out for your guys? If, like you said, you're not very difficult to prepare for, but so how important is that to be on point in everything that you do?
Well, there's a lot of different philosophies that coaches prescribe to. Some people think that it's a situation, the more you do, the more you make the other team prepare for, the better off you are. I tend to go the other way. I subscribe to the theory that you do a few things really, really well, and you are able to do that against whoever you play, then you have a better chance to be successful. So that's why we don't do a whole lot of different stuff.
Defensively, same question. What are you looking at schematically?
We're a 3-4 team. Again, on the defensive side, we don't do a whole lot of complicated coverages and things of that nature. We just try to rep our guys and teach them what we're trying to do and let them go out and hopefully play fast. I think a lot of times you can overcomplicate and overcoach and get you guys a little bit confused and they play slow. So we're trying to keep it simple and let the guys play fast.
Does keeping it simple help out with your players and getting them acclimated? Because on 3A level, you got guys on both sides of the ball. That's a lot to learn.
Well, it is, and we got a lot of restrictions this year with practice time and things, so you're having to work at a very fast pace to make sure that you get enough stuff in to be ready for the first game, and I think it's important that you keep it simple so that the guys can master those few things that you want to make sure that you're doing 90% of the time, and we'll try as the season goes along to add a few wrinkles here and there on both sides of the ball.
And just expectations for this year. I know 2 guys I talked to said state championship.
Well, I think that should be the goal of every team. I think every team in the state and every classification should set that as their goal. That's the best you can do, and I think you shortchange yourself a lot of times if you set your goals any lower than that. But obviously, we want to be good week to week. Old coach talk, cliche. I know you want to try to improve every week. You want to try to make sure that you keep your guys fresh so that you're playing your best ball at the end of the year when the playoffs roll around. And once the great thing about high school football is it's decided on the field. Once the playoffs get there, every year it seems like there's a team that gets hot and makes a run in the playoffs, and you just want to be playing your best ball at that time. I think our team has a chance to play deep into the playoffs, and at the same time I think that our region's good enough and our schedule's tough enough that if we don't go out and do it every week, that we could play a 10-game season and be done. So it's one of those things you got to go out and prove it on the field, and I'm looking forward to that challenge with our guys.